You are standing on the edge of a rain-soaked cornfield in Caledonia, New York. It's November 10, 1979. The air is biting, and the mud clings to your boots as you follow a local farmer past the stalks. He thought he saw a trespassing hunter in a red jacket, but as you get closer, the red isn't just fabric. It's the stark contrast of a young girl's clothing against the gray morning. She is lying there, face up. She's small, maybe 120 pounds, with wavy light brown hair. She looks like she's sleeping, but the holes in her head and back tell a different story. You look for a purse, a school ID, a keychain, anything. Her pockets are turned inside out. She has no name. She is a ghost in a field of gold, and for the next 35 years, this is where her story stops. The discovery of the unidentified girl sparked one of the most intensive investigations in the history of the Livingston County Sheriff's Office. From the beginning, investigators knew she wasn't from the area. Despite the freezing November temperatures of upstate New York, the victim had distinct tan lines from a halter top. She belonged to the sun. The forensic details were chillingly precise. The crime. She had been shot twice with a .38 caliber handgun, once in the head and once in the back. The headshot showed no signs of a struggle, suggesting she was completely surprised by her attacker. The evidence. She wore a red, Auto Sports Products windbreaker and a silver necklace with turquoise stones. Most notably, she had two metal keychains on her belt loops. A heart and a key that fit inside it, inscribed with, asterisk, "He who holds the key can open my heart." The cold trail. Heavy rains on the night of the murder washed away any trace DNA or footprints the killer might have left behind. For decades, she was known simply as Caledonia Jane Doe, or Cali Doe. The local community adopted her, ensuring she was never forgotten. They buried her in Dansville, New York, under a headstone that read, "Unidentified Girl." The case remained stagnant until the mid-2000s when technology finally caught up to the mystery. In 2006, investigators employed forensic palynology, the study of pollen. Paul Chambers of the Monroe County Medical Examiner's Office sent the girl's clothing to Texas A&M University. The results were staggering. The clothing contained grains of casuarina, Australian pine, and mountainous spruce and birch pollen. These plants did not grow in western New York. The pollen profile pointed directly to Southern California, Arizona, or Florida. While scientists studied pollen, a woman in Florida named Pamela Dyson was wondering what had happened to her half-sister, Tammy Jo Alexander. Tammy had been a chronic runaway, fleeing a turbulent home life in Brooksville, Florida. Her family had assumed she had simply started a new life elsewhere. In 2014, a high school friend of Tammy's began searching for her on social media. When she realized no one had heard from Tammy since 1979, a missing persons report was finally filed. This report caught the eye of Carl Koppelman, an artist and volunteer who had sketched a reconstruction of Cali Doe. In January 2015, DNA testing confirmed the truth. Caledonia Jane Doe was 16-year-old Tammy Jo Alexander. After 35 years, the unidentified girl finally got her name back. To understand the perpetrator of this crime, we have to look at the victimology and the modus operandi, MO. The killer turned Tammy's pockets inside out. This is a deliberate, forensic countermeasure. It indicates a perpetrator who is not just a reactive or impulsive killer, but someone with a high degree of criminal sophistication. By removing her ID, the killer successfully bought himself 35 years of anonymity. This suggests a disorganized, organized hybrid. The dump site was rural and opportunistic, but the cleaning of the body was calculated. Witnesses recalled seeing Tammy at a diner in Lima, New York, with a white male driving a tan station wagon. This man paid for her meal. Behaviorally, this points to a grooming, or luring, phase. Tammy was a runaway, a member of a vulnerable population. The killer likely presented himself as a savior, a father figure or a helpful stranger providing food and transport. This type of predator preys on the need for belonging in displaced youth. Tammy was shot twice. The first shot was to the head, the second was to the back after she had been dragged into the field. Shooting a victim in the back often indicates a cowardly or depersonalized aggression. The killer likely couldn't face the reality of the person he was destroying once the game of the luring phase ended. The keychains found on Tammy were sold at vending machines along the New York State Thruway. This suggests the killer was a traveler, potentially a long-haul trucker or someone whose occupation involved frequent transit through the Northeast Corridor. Psychologically, these offenders feel a sense of geographic invisibility. They kill in one jurisdiction and are 200 miles away before the body is even cold. Though Tammy Jo has been identified, her killer has never been caught. Police have identified 3 persons of interest, but DNA testing has yet to produce a direct match. The case remains an active homicide investigation, proving that while names can be recovered, justice is much harder to find.